I'm going out to get some lunch now, but I just wanted to talk to the camera because I find it difficult, but I keep watching these like small time YouTubers just talking to the camera about really brutal, like raw subjects. And I love watching them because often they talk about really important things. Like I'm talking in the realm of like kind of spirituality and stuff. And yeah, I love watching them, and sometimes these YouTubers only have like a few hundred views, which is still a lot. It's still more than me, but as in they're not trying to talk to the camera to make a trendy video. They're just talking authentically, and it's honest. And yeah, like I was recently watching one of a video by Maisie's son. I think she produces music and stuff in the UK, but she has like a small YouTube channel, and she is amazing. She'll just sit there and talk to the camera about such honest, brutally honest stuff that's going on in her life, how she's feeling, and she'll be crying to the camera, and that is unedited. Like it's so brave, basically. It's so brave, because I don't really do that, because I mean the thing is as well, no one really watches my videos, which should be empowering. I shouldn't care about what I'm saying or how I'm coming across, because it's like me and my mum watching it. And I'm not meaning to say that in a self-deprecating way. I just like, I don't post on YouTube to like become an influencer. It's just whenever I feel like making a video. And I feel like talking to the camera. It's probably because I'm home alone, and I'm rarely home alone, so I can't really like film stuff. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about, I hate the term spirituality journey because it's so overused, but it is the best way to describe it. The best way to describe what I've been trying to work on since I finished uni. When I was doing my degree, I just felt like I had no time to actually work on myself and my mindset and the things that I knew I needed to work on. But since finishing uni, I've made a conscious effort to make changes. But also, aside from just making changes and constantly trying to work on myself, I've also been valuing rest and, being softer with myself and softer with life. And yeah, like in many ways it's been so positive, and I know that there's been drastic changes for me internally. I'm more grateful, and I'm more in the moment, and I'm getting better at being myself with strangers. That's still something I want to work on. I find it difficult to be my authentic self with people, even people that I've known for a long time sometimes. And even talking to the camera, like it doesn't feel authentic. But anyway, I'm working on that as well. But sometimes it's so daunting. Like there's so much you can learn in the spirituality realm. People talk about shadow work and chakras and enlightenment and meditation, and all of that is so amazing, and I know that so much good could come from me investing time into it. But sometimes it's like a bit too daunting, like, oh my gosh, there's just so much to learn, and there's probably so much wrong with the way that I see and interact with the world. So yeah, I'm trying to do it bit by bit. And also for me, the only reason that I even want to get into spirituality or be on this journey is because I want to absolutely optimize my life. How I live my life, how I experience my life, how I deal with sadness and anxiety, how I interact with people and create genuine connections. I know that all of that kind of has to be done by learning about spirituality and being more present and being more grateful, and seeing the world differently to how so many of us are programmed to see the world. And I know that I've always seen the world differently. Like I think deep down I've always been spiritual. Even when I was young, I was so mentally unwell for periods of it, and also just like not intelligent and not grown up enough to understand the changes I had to make. And I think being a highly sensitive person, like say with the YouTubers I've been watching or people that I know that are very spiritual, they're always highly sensitive people, because I think as highly sensitive people we end up turning to spirituality as a way to cope with the world and how we experience it. You know, everything is felt so deeply, which is such a blessing, but it kind of means like that you have to have something and these practices and these learnings to help you process stuff and help you experience the world optimally without letting what can be overwhelming emotions drown you. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like I have a friend that I've known since childhood. She'll probably know who she is. We met in a sandpit. She's a day one. So we've been friends for years, and we're both highly sensitive people. And I think we see the world in this bubble of extreme emotion. Everything is tied to extreme emotion, happiness or sadness, and that's so great, but it can be so draining sometimes. And I think that for me anyway, this is why I want to be spiritual, learn about spirituality, try meditating, try yoga, trying to change my mindset and how I see the world, because otherwise it can be difficult. And I've been trying lots of things, especially like while I've been on this trip. I've been in Sri Lanka for a month now, and most of it has just been chilling with family and not doing much, which has had pros and cons, because I've had a lot of time in my own head, which can be a little bit drowning. I'm not very good at being alone in my own head. I tend to negatively spiral into bad thoughts. Not all the time. Like, I'm not saying that I'm just constantly depressed if I'm alone, but after a certain point, if I'm not interacting with like-minded people my own age, or not even my own age, just like-minded people, I become completely stuck in my own head, which is, no one wants to be doing that. I want to be present. So anyway, that was a side note. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so being on this trip has been great because I've been able to invest a lot of time and learning into spirituality, I guess, and how to make my 20s the best it can be, by being grounded, by being present, by being grateful, by being accepting of whatever's going to come, of not stressing about the future and the fact that I don't know what that brings. And something I've been trying to do is so difficult as well, is rather than always existing in my brain, trying to exist and place my awareness in other places sometimes. For example, your third eye, right? I don't know if you guys believe in chakras. I say you guys. I'm talking to myself. But the third eye, right? Like, actually, I've got a bindi there. But I don't even know if I myself believe in chakras. But I think it's helpful to have a thing to visualize and think of to get you away from your head. So when I've been going out during the day, sometimes I've been trying to, instead of existing in my head and just my brain, to exist in my third eye or in my heart chakra, like in my heart space, to take in the world from that perspective rather than just my brain perspective. And it's difficult to do. Like, imagine walking into a room and you're trying not to think about anything, but instead feeling how it feels in your heart, right? Or this space between your eyebrows, how it feels there. Like, is your heart drawn to a certain person? Is your heart drawn to a certain building or piece of art or something? And existing through there. I don't know if you guys know the YouTuber Ryan Robinson, but he's kind of blown up a bit recently. He's a young person who speaks about spirituality, and he's really eloquent and he's so enlightened. He's so aware, and it kind of baffles me because he's so young. I think he's younger than me. But he talks about that, like existing through your heart and through love rather than through your head and through thinking. It's difficult to do, especially as someone who overthinks a lot. But sometimes you just need that escape from your brain, because you can't always be thinking, even if it's positive stuff, like thinking about working on yourself and being grateful. Like, yeah, it's great, but it can still be drowning. So just trying to think and exist through different parts of your body. I don't know if this makes any sense. I don't really care if it makes any sense. But yeah, another thing that I've been doing is so cliche, but I've been doing yoga every morning and trying to meditate. I'm still so new to this stuff, completely new to this stuff. But I've noticed that the first thing that anyone is into spirituality does is they do a yoga practice in the morning and they meditate. So I was like, well, they probably do it for a reason rather than just because everyone else does it. So I've been doing it, and it's been good. Like, obviously, I don't think I've like had any like spiritual awakenings or epiphanies from it, but that's not what it's for. It's just to do something to bring you into the day in a better place than you might be if you didn't do the practice, right? And this morning I did a really great one. I'll put the link in the description, by actually Agnes. I'm definitely saying her name wrong. But it was like a yoga video trying to like awaken and align all of your chakras, and then a little meditation at the end. I just did it because the thumbnail looked cool, but it was really good. And at the end of the video I was like, oh, like, this actually has been a beneficial way to start my day. And even if it's only that small, that's still a reason to do it, and a reason to make the effort. If it makes the start of my day, even if it's just the start of my day, like, oh, this is positive, it's worth it. I don't know what my point is here, but yeah. Anyways, this has been 30 minutes of me talking, so bye.